Yeah. Good morning, my dear children. Yesterday, we were talking about the lesson, three questions. Today, let us continue. Uh, the king went to a wise hermit to get the solution for his three questions. And the hermit was digging the ground, right? And the king asked his doubts to hermit, but he was not ready to give the answers. Instead, he was working. So the king asked him, if he doesn't want to give answer, he will go back. But at that time, somebody came there, and hermit said, here comes someone running. So let us see second part. The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. So here, um, a person came running. The king turned round and saw a bearded man come running out of the wood. The man held his hands pressed against his stomach, and blood was flowing from under them. When he reached the king, he fell fainting on the ground, moaning feebly. He was in he was having a big wound. The king and the hermit unfastened the man's clothing. There was a large wound in his stomach. The king washed it at best he could and bandaged it with his handkerchief and with a towel the hermit had. But the blood would not stop flowing, and the king again and again removed the bandage soaked with warm blood and washed and rebandaged the wound. When at last the blood ceased flowing, the man revived and asked for something to drink. So the king helped the person for the bandage. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. So both of them were tired, the person who was wounded and the king who had done a hard work for the hermit. Both of them, they lay down and they slept. The um, when he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember um, where he was and who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. Forgive me, said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw that the king was awake. So both of them had a good sleep, and in the morning, king saw that man. He was asking him to forgive him. I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. Why should you say, forgive me? What you have done? The king asked him. You do not know me, but I know you. I am the enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized my property. I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. You know, he was his enemy. He had come there to kill the king, but he could not because he was only harmed by the bodyguard of the king. So I left my hiding place and came upon your bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. I escaped from him, but I should have died if You had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you, and you have saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. So the man was um, having now pity on the king because he had come there to kill the king, but king helped him, otherwise he would have died. So he was blaming himself why he has come to kill the king. The king was very happy to have made peace with his enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. So king was also very happy because he has got a good man by his side, and he promised him to return his property to him, and also he has promised to give him a job in his kingdom. Leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked round for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his questions. So, uh, again he went to the hermit, and he said, I'm going back now. You please, if you can, please answer my questions. Okay. And for the last time, I pray you to answer my questions, wise man. He said, um, you have already been answered. The hermit said, um, you have already got the answers. How? The king was not, the king could not understand what was happening. Said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. How have I been answered? What do you mean? Do you not see? Replied the hermit, if you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you, and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds. Yesterday I was digging the bed, and you had pity on me and you did my work, and you helped me. So that was the important time, otherwise you would be killed by this person, and I was the most important man, and to do me good was the most important business. Afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. So again, you were not knowing that person, you helped him, you cared him, you bandaged him, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. Suppose if you have not helped him, if you did not do any bandage to him, he would have died, and you were not knowing that he was your enemy. So, he was the most important person, man, and what you did for him was your most important business. So you helped him, and that was the most important person for you yesterday. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. So don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past also. The time which is in your hand is now. That is today. So you do accordingly. The most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment. For no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose only. Always we should help others. We should not take disadvantage from anyone. Always instead we help all of us. So, how answered? So he said, do you not see? Replied the hermit, if you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, and but had gone your way, that man would have attacked you and you would have repented of not having stayed with me. So you would have repented. Suppose if you would have killed by that person, so the most important time was when you were digging the beds, and I was the most important man at that time, and to do me good was your most important business. Afterwards, when that man ran to us, the most important time was when you were attending to him. For if you had not bound up his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was your most important business. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, that is now, today. So remember then, that is there is only one time that is important, now. It is the most important time because it is the only time when we have any power. So we cannot do anything on past and we cannot do anything on future. So we can do only on today. The most important, the most necessary person is the one with whom you are. For no man knows whether he will ever have dealings with anyone else. And the most important affair is to do that person good, because for that purpose alone was man sent into this life. So for that purpose only we all have come into this life. So always we should help others. So these are the some new words: avoid, stay away from, undertake, enter upon an activity or enterprise, proclaim, declare formally, idle, not in action, RC you can call, council, this is a body serving in an administrative capacity, a team of members you can say, hermit, he is sannyasi, okay, holy man, dismount, got, got down from a horse, worship, the activity of cherishing as divine, spade, hand shovel that can be pushed into the earth with the foot, unfasten, become undone or untied, moan, indicate pain, discomfort or displeasure, feeble, pathetically lacking in force or effectiveness. Feeble means very weak. Ashakta, crouch, the act of bending low with the limbs close to the body. Sar patun jane. Threshold, the sill of a door. Revive, cause to regain consciousness. Hut, small crude shelter used as a dwelling. Cease, put an end to a state of an activity or an activity. Wounded, suffering from physical injury, especially that suffered in battle. Ghav, you can say. Gaze, look at with fixed eyes. Nirkun pahane. Ambush, concealing yourself and lying in wait to attack by surprise. Seize, take hold of, grab, swear, to declare or affirm solemnly and formally as true. So, place seeds in or on the ground for future growth. Pity, share the sufferings of. Revenge, action taken in return for an injury or offense. So, write all these words in your notebook, and also first of all write the name of the lesson, then write new words, then write the question answers and keep your notebook ready. I will take class test after completing my syllabus. Okay, so this is for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day.